Hey guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this particular video, I will be discussing the previously asked numerical ability questions in the TCS NQT exam. So around 17 to 20 questions I will be discussing, and we have taken the questions from each and every topic. The level of the questions will be medium level. So make sure that you're watching this video till the end because each and every question is actually asked in the TCS NQT exam, and same type of questions might get asked in your exam as well. And guys, we have a TCS NQT 2026 dedicated preparation playlist. I will give you the link of this playlist in the I button or in the description box, wherein we have discussed the coding questions, like around 4 to 5 videos are of coding questions, 2 videos are of aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal ability. So all these are there in this particular playlist. The links you can find in the I button or in the description box. If you have any doubts regarding anything, you can always write in the comment section, or you can join this Telegram group. It's dedicated for 2025 and 2026 batch students. So guys, now let's start this video. Before moving ahead, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for this channel. So now let's start this video. Okay, so guys, the first question is, the average of 19 number is 42. The average of the first 6 numbers is 38.5, and the average of last 14 numbers is 45.5. If the sixth number is excluded, then what's the average of the remaining number? Okay, correct to one decimal number. So guys, see, total numbers we have 19. The average of first 6 number is given and the average of last 14 numbers are given. It means the sixth number is the common one in between both of these averages. So that is what we need to find. First of all, the average of 19 number is 42. So the sum of 19, total sum of 19 number will be 19, 19 into 42. So 19 into 42, what it will give? It will give us 798. Next is the average of first 6 numbers is 38.5. So total sum of first 6 numbers will be 38.5 into what it is into 6. That will give us 231, right? Next is the average of last 14 number is last 14 number is 45.5. So total sum will be 45.5 into 14. That will give us 637. Now guys, see, what will happen is, in these two averages, that is first 6 number and last 14 number, there is one number in common. So what is that one number in common? How we will find that? So what we'll do, we will add both of these, we will subtract from this. So it means 637 plus 231 minus 798 is equivalent to the sixth number. And what is the sixth number? 70 is the sixth number. So we have now found out that 70 is the sixth number here. And what the question is saying, if the sixth number is excluded, then what's the average of the remaining numbers? Now guys, see, so we have found out that sixth is the average. We know that the sum of the total 19 numbers were 798. So now 798, if we want to exclude the sixth number, it will be minus 60. So 798 minus 60 will be 738. And now how many numbers are remaining? Numbers are 18 because we have excluded sixth number. So 728, oh sorry, it will be 798 minus 70. So it will be 728 divided by 18. That will give us 40.4. So this is the average of the remaining number, 40.4. This is the correct option here. I hope this particular question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, before moving ahead, I would like to tell you that on our top mid page of Code Bashers, we have TCS NQT exam preparation material. In this particular material, we have all the sections covered which will be asked from you in the TCS NQT exam, whether it is verbal ability, numerical ability, quantitative, or logical reasoning, or advanced coding questions. Each and every sections previously asked actual questions are there in this particular material. If I will show you the sample of, let's suppose, the numerical PDF, you will see we have the proper question, proper options, and the correct answer for each and every solution. Similarly, for the reasoning PDF also, you will see we have the proper questions, proper answers, and the correct options. Similarly, for the verbal ability also, and similarly, we have the coding PDFs also, wherein we have the actual questions, sample input, sample output, and the correct running code for them. So each and every question that we have discussed in this material is actually asked in the previous TCS NQT exam. So the best way to prepare for any exam is by solving the previously asked questions. If you think this material can help you, the links you can find in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. So now let's continue with the video. Okay, so guys, the next question is, a certain sum was invested at 20% per annum for a year such that the interest was compounded half yearly for the first year and compounded yearly for the next year. If we get the interest of 10,170, then the sum was, then the original principal was, it means then the total what was the principle. Okay, so now guys, see, whenever these type of questions are asked, see, these are compound interest questions, so no need to if the number of years are very low, then no need to use any formula, you can do it directly. Let's suppose we have the principle of p. Let's suppose we have the original amount of p. Now, it was invested at 20% per annum, but for the first year, the compounding was happening half yearly. So it means in the half yearly, since 20% per annum was interested, so in the half yearly, 10% was the rate of interest. So after half year, that is after 6 months, now the new P has become original P was P. So after half yearly, 10% increment was done, so it became 1.1 P. Okay, after half year, after 6 months, it became 1.1 P. Now, next again after 6 months, there was 10% per annum increment. So now the new P has become 10% plus this 1.1 P plus 10% of this. So it will be 1.21 of P. So after first year, the original, so now the current principal amount is 1.21 of P, right? Now next and compounded yearly for the next year. In the second year, the 20% per annum happened in a single go. So 121p plus 20% of 1.21 of p. So the new p after second year become 1.452 of p. Okay, now see, if we get the interest of 10,170, then the sum is, so what is the equation? 1.45 t of p. This is the total principal. It will be original principal plus the interest that was given to us, 10,170. Okay, so 10,170 is equivalent to 0.452 of P. So what was the original principal? So it will be 10,170 divided by 0.452 is equivalent to the P. So if you will solve this, you will get what is the original principal. That will be 22,500. So if in compound interest formulas, if the number of years are very small, don't use formulas because it will be making your calculation tough, but you can directly do step by step. Okay, if the number of years are high, then you will have to use formula, no issues. But if the number of years are low, then you can simply do step by step, orally you can do. Okay, this will take very less time and it will give you the correct answer. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so the next question is 15 men and 20 boys can complete a work in 15 days. 20 men and 35 boys can complete the same work in 10 days. Determine the efficiency of boys with respect to men. Okay, so first of all, in this question, what we'll be doing, we will first find out what is the efficiency of one man, one boy, and total work. So let's suppose the total efficiency of one man is equivalent to M, capital M. Then the efficiency of a single boy is, let's suppose, B. Okay, and then total work that needs to be done is equivalent to W. It's simple. So now see, in single day, how much work can this 15 men and 20 boys do? So they can do in single day 15m, because 15m plus 20b, okay, equal to 1 by W, because total work is W. So in single day they can do in this way. Okay, now in 15 days, how much they will do? So 15 days they will do 15m plus 20b equivalent to full W, right? I hope this is clear to you. In the next equation, what it is saying, 20 men and 35 boys can complete the same work in 10 days. So similar, by following the same rules, 10 into 20 men plus 35 boys can do same work in W. Now we will just equate both these equations. We need to find determine the efficiency of boys with respect to men. So what we'll do, we will do 2 to 5 of M plus what it is 300 of B equivalent to 200 of M plus 350 of B. So now we will just equate both these equations. So it will be 25 of B is equivalent to 50, or 25 of M is equivalent to 50 of B. So boys is 2. So it will be M by 2 equivalent to B. So determine the efficiency of boys with respect to men. So B by M is equivalent to 1 by 2. So answer will be 1 by 2. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. In these type of questions, you just need to first tell what is the efficiency of single man, then how much total work they can do, and in how many days, and you will just have to multiply them. It will be done. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is how much percentage is 0.025% of 240% of 1.5 of zero point 0.9? So see, whenever these type of questions are asked, let's just do step by step. First, let's just solve this 240% of 1.5. So 240% of 1.5. It will be 2.4 into 1.5. It will give us 3.6. Okay, now this value we have 3.6. Now 0.025% of 3.6. So 0.025% of 3.6. It will be point triple zero or 0025 into 3.6. It will be point triple zero nine. This will be so the entire value of this is point triple zero nine. Now we need to find that what is the percentage? What is the percentage of this of this of this of this? So how we'll find the percentage? It will be simple. Point triple zero nine divided by point 0.9 into 100. This is how we will find the percentage. So if we will remove 1 zeros from here, so it will be 0.009 point 0.9 into 100. Okay, so it will be zero point 0.9 divided by zero point 0.9 divided by 9. So it will be zero point 0.1. Okay, it will be zero point 0.1. So correct answer will be zero point 0.1. Option C is the correct answer. I hope this particular question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, before moving ahead, I would like to tell you that on our top mid page of Code Bashers, we have TCS NQT exam preparation material. In this particular material, we have all the sections covered which will be asked from you in the TCS NQT exam, whether it is verbal ability, numerical ability, quantitative, or logical reasoning, or advanced coding questions. Each and every sections previously asked actual questions are there in this particular material. If I will show you the sample of, let's suppose, the numerical PDF, you will see we have the proper question, proper options, and the correct answer for each and every solution. Similarly, for the reasoning PDF also, you will see we have the proper questions, proper answers, and the correct options. Similarly, for the verbal ability also, and similarly, we have the coding PDFs also, wherein we have the actual questions, sample input, sample output, and the correct running code for them. So each and every question that we have discussed in this material is actually asked in the previous TCS NQT exam. So the best way to prepare for any exam is by solving the previously asked questions. If you think this material can help you, the links you can find in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. So now let's continue with the video. Okay, so guys, the next question is an article is marked 36% of its cost price. A discount of 10% is offered on the marked price. Later on, the article was sold by giving another discount of rupees 12.60. If there is still a profit of 15.4%, the actually marked price, this price was how much? So see, let's just solve this question step by step. Let's suppose the cost price, the original cost price of the article is 100x. Whenever these type of question comes, you will have to assume it, right? Okay. So an article is matched 36% of its cost price. So now the selling price becomes 36% plus 100x. So it will be 136 of x, right? Next, a discount of 10% is offered on the marked price. So now the marked price is 136 of x. Now there is a 10% discount offered on this. So it will be 136 of x minus 10% of it. So it will be somewhere around 122.4 of x. So now the selling price is 122.4 of x. Later on, the article was sold by giving another discount of 12.60. So actual selling price becomes 122.4x minus 12.60, right? So this is what the selling price is. Now, if there is still a profit of 15.4, so after selling at this, there was still a profit of 15.4. So we know the cost price was 100, so it will be 115.4 of x. So now the selling price in terms of x is 115.4 because there was still a profit of 15.4 of x. So this is the actual selling price, and this is one more equation that is given to you that we have still got we have still got the profit. So we will do nothing, but we will simply equate these equations. 1.54 of x is equivalent to 122.4x minus 12.60. So how much it will be? It if we will solve this, x will come out to be somewhere around 1.8. X will be coming out as 1.8. Now what we need to find? We need to find the actual marked price. So it will be 136 into 1.8 will be the actual marked price. So how much it will be? It will be 244.80. So if you will solve this, you will get 244.80. So I hope now this question is clear to you. The profit and loss questions are very important as per your TCS and QT exam is considered. 2 or 3 questions out of 20 you can easily get in this cost on this profit and loss. You will just have to do step by step, and they will be easy to solve. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is the ratio of speed of a bus and a car is 2 is to 5. The car covers a distance of 280 kilometer in some time and the bus covers a distance of d kilometer less in the same time. What is the value of d here? Okay, so see, simple formula we will be using is, first of all, they are the speed of the bus and car are in the ratio 2 is to 5. So let the speed will be x. So bus will be 2x and car will be 5x, right? Now speed is equivalent to distance by time, so time is equivalent to speed into distance. Okay, speed into distance by time, so yeah, distance equal to distance is equivalent to speed into time. Now we know that time is same, so first of all, let's just for the car, what it will be speed will be 5x, and time, what will be time? Distance is 280 kilometer and time we need to find. So t is equivalent to 280 divided by 5x. This is the first equation that we got. Similar equation we will try for the bus also. So for the bus distance we need to find, speed is 2x into time. So time is same, so 2x into 280 divided by 5x. So x goes cancels. Once it will be 5, 6. 2 into 56 is 112. So 112 is the distance covered by the bus. Okay, it is the distance covered by the bus. But what you need to find? The bus covers a distance of d kilometer less in the same time. What is the value of d? So it will be 280 distance covered by car minus distance covered by bus. It will be 280 minus 118. It will be 168. 168. So this is the correct option here. I hope this particular question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is, in a class of 25 students, 12 have taken mathematics, 8 have taken mathematics and computer science both. The number of students who have taken computer science but not mathematics is. So guys, see, these are the type of questions that are done by Venn diagram. Simple. So one Venn diagram is for the mathematics, another one is for the computer science. Now you are given 12 have taken mathematics, 8 have taken mathematics and computer science. So 8 have taken mathematics and computer science, and total 12 students have taken mathematics. So it means only those students who have taken mathematics but not computer science are 4 only. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Now total number of students are 25. So this detail we have. Now what we have to find, the number of students who have taken computer science but not mathematics. This we need to find. So it will be 25 minus 12, it will be 13. So the correct answer is 13. These type of questions are always done through Venn diagram, and it makes a lot of things easier when we are doing via Venn diagram. I hope it's clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is, three bells ring simultaneously at 11 a.m. They ring at regular intervals of 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and 40 minutes respectively. The time when all the three bells rings together is, so see, they are running at 11 a.m. together, right? Next, three bells, one run after 20 minutes, then run 30 minutes, then is the 40 minutes. Now we need to find the time which is common for both of these, which is multiple of both of these numbers. Okay, that next time when three bells will ring together is. So in these type of questions, what we need to do is we need to just take the LCM of these things. LCM. What is the lowest common factor? 20, 30, 40. What is the lowest common? So lowest common will be 120. So 120. So after 120 minutes, these bells will again ring simultaneously also. So first they rang at 11 a.m. plus 120 minutes means 2 hours. So next answer will be 1 p.m. So the correct answer will be 1 p.m. here. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so guys, before moving ahead, I would like to tell you that on our top mid page of Code Bashers, we have TCS NQT exam preparation material. In this particular material, we have all the sections covered which will be asked from you in the TCS NQT exam, whether it is verbal ability, numerical ability, quantitative, or logical reasoning, or advanced coding questions. Each and every sections previously asked actual questions are there in this particular material. If I will show you the sample of, let's suppose, the numerical PDF, you will see we have the proper question, proper options, and the correct answer for each and every solution. Similarly, for the reasoning PDF also, you will see we have the proper questions, proper answers, and the correct options. Similarly, for the verbal ability also, and similarly we have the coding PDFs also, wherein we have the actual questions, sample input, sample output, and the correct running code for them. So each and every question that we have discussed in this material is actually asked in the previous TCS NQT exam. So the best way to prepare for any exam is by solving the previously asked questions. If you think this material can help you, the links you can find in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. So now let's continue with the video. Okay, so guys, the next question is pipe X, Y, and Z can fill a cistern in 8 hours, 12 hours, and 24 hours respectively. All three began to fill the cistern together, but X and Y left 4 hours and 3 hours respectively before filling the cistern. What is the total time taken by all of them to fill the cistern? So see, in these type of questions, first of all, X, Y, and Z alone can fill the cistern in 8, 12, 24 hours. So how much time? So in 1 hour, how much cistern X can fill in one hour? It will be 1 by 8. Similarly for Y, it will be 1 by 12, and Z will be 1 by 24. This is how much cistern they can fill in a single hour. Okay. Now see, when all the three are filling the cistern together, so let the total time that we need to find be T. Okay. Now in the question it is given that X leaves the cistern 4 hours before filling, and 3 hours, and Y leaves 3 hours before filling. So it means till what time X and Y were active. So X was active till T minus 4 hours because T is the total time, and before 4 hours before filling the cistern, X left. Similarly, Y was active for how many hours? It was active for T minus 3 hours. Okay. And Z was for complete. It was from starting to end, it was filling. So it was active for T hours. So simply what we'll do, we will just so now the X was active for T minus 4 hours. So in 1 hour it can fill 1 by 8. So in T minus 4 hours, how much it will fill? It will fill T minus 4 by 8 plus. Next is Y was active till T minus 3. Y can fill in single hour, it can fill 1 by 12. So it will be T minus 3. In T minus 3 hours, it will be filling 12. Next is Z in a single hour can fill 1 by 24, and in T hours it will fill T by 24. This all equivalent to 1. So this is the equation. This is the equation that we need to solve. Now if I talk about the LCM that we need to take 8, 12, 24, the LCM will be 24. So it will be, if I try to solve the equation here, so it will be 24. So it will be 3t minus 12 plus 2t minus 6 plus t equivalent to 24. Let's solve this equation. 3t, 5t, and 6t. 60 minus what it will be, minus 18 equivalent to 24. Uh, yeah, yeah, 60. Yeah, so 60 equivalent to 24. So 6, sorry. So 60 equivalent to 24 plus 18, it will be 42. So t equivalent to 7. So t is equivalent to 7. So the correct answer is 7 here. I hope this question is also clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is calculate the ratio in which Jeff Bezos mixed two varieties of flour costing rupees 70 per kg and 75 per kg so that he may gain a 10% profit when the selling price of the mixture is 79.20. So, selling price. So, selling price is given as 79.20 per kg. Now he says that in this selling price he has gained a profit of 10%. So, what was the original cost price? Cost price will be zero point 0.9 into 79.20. Okay, so what it will be? It will be somewhere around 72 point what it will be, 72.2. No, sorry, it will be 72 only. Okay, so it will be 72. I hope this is clear to you that the cost price is 72 because on selling price it was gaining a profit of 10%. So now the cost price is 72. Now guys, see, in this particular question you don't have to do any further calculation. Why? Because see, the cost price is 72. So first cost of floor, first costing is 70, another costing is 75. If he would have mixed, okay, so it is clear that he has mixed 70 per kg floor more than 75 per kg floor because the actual price is somewhere near to the 70 per kg. Okay, so it means the quantity of first floor is greater than the quantity of second floor. So if you will look in the option carefully, there is only a single option, this one, wherein the quantity of the first floor is greater than the quantity of the second floor. This is how you can save your time in the in the actual exam also, because in every other option the quantity of the second floor is greater than the quantity of the first floor. So these are not correct option, because we have seen that the say, cost price lies towards the smaller cheaper one, 70 per kg. So this is how you have solved a lot of time just by choosing eliminating the wrong options and by choosing the remaining one option only. So this is the correct option here. I hope this question is clear to you. It was a very good understanding that how you have to eliminate the rest of the options before selecting. Okay, so now let's move towards the next question. Okay, so guys, the next question is Ranjit's present age is half of his brother Manjeet's age after 10 years. So let's suppose the Ranjit's age is R and Manjeet's present age is M. So Ranjit's present age, that is R, is equivalent to half of Manjeet's age after 10 years. So M plus 10. Okay, so it will be 2R plus, 2R equivalent to M plus 10, right? So, yeah, 2R equal to M plus 10. So, 2R minus 10 equivalent to M. This is the first equation here. Next is, after 5 years, the ratio of ages of Manjeet and Ranjit will be 7 is to 5. So, after 5 years, so ratio of Manjeet, so M plus 5, R plus 5 will be in the ratio 7 is to 5. Right? So, it will be 5M plus 25, 7R plus 30. Okay. 5M equivalent to 7R plus 5. This is the second equation. Now if I will substitute the value of M here, 2R minus 10, then Ranjit's present age will be coming. So let's just substitute here. So M will be 2R minus 10. So 5, 2R minus 10, 7R plus 5. It will be 10R minus 50, 7R plus 5. It will be 3R equivalent to 45. 3. Okay, so guys, here it was some problem. So 5M plus 25, 7R plus, it will be 5 into 7 equal to 35. So it will be 35, so it will be 10. So this is the second equation here. It will be 10. It will be 10. Okay, so 3R is equivalent to what, it will be 60. So R is equivalent to 20. So Ranjit's present age is 20. So what we need to find? So Ranjit's age 2 years ago, that is 20 minus 2, 18. So correct answer will be 18. I hope this particular question is also clear to you. Okay, so guys, the question here is the LCM and HCF of three numbers is 48, 144, and P. Okay, and P are 720 and 24 respectively. Find the least value of P. So guys, this question I want you all to solve. Please write in the comment section what is the correct answer for it and what is the approach you have followed. So if it is possible, do write everything in the comment section. Okay, I will be waiting for it. Okay, I hope this question you will be writing in the comment section. Okay, so guys, before moving ahead, I would like to tell you that on our TopMed page of Code Bashers, we have TCS NQT exam preparation material. In this particular material, we have all the sections covered which will be asked from you in the TCS NQT exam, whether it is verbal ability, numerical ability, quantitative, or logical reasoning, or advanced coding questions. Each and every sections previously asked actual questions are there in this particular material. If I will show you the sample of, let's suppose, the numerical PDF, you will see we have the proper question, proper options, and the correct answer for each and every solution. Similarly, for the reasoning PDF also, you will see we have the proper questions, proper answers, and the correct options. Similarly, for the verbal ability also, and similarly, we have the coding PDFs also, wherein we have the actual questions, sample input, sample output, and the correct running code for them. So each and every question that we have discussed in this material is actually asked in the previous TCS NQT exam. So the best way to prepare for any exam is by solving the previously asked questions. If you think this material can help you, the links you can find in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. So now let's continue with the video. Okay, so guys, the next question is the price of a commodity is reduced by 40%, but its consumption is increased by 35%. What percentage of the consumption should be increased so as to keep the same expenditure as before? So earlier, let's suppose the price was X. Now it is reduced to 40%. Okay, the commodity price is reduced by 40%, but consumption has also increased by 35%. How much more consumption should be increased? What percentage of consumption should be increased so that the earlier expenditure is equivalent to same as before? The expenditure is same as before. Okay, now let's suppose, see, two fields are here. One is the price. So let's suppose the price was 100, original price was 100. Okay, and the consumption is, let's suppose, 100 units, right? 100 units is the consumption. So actual expenditure was 100 price into 100 unit. How many units sold? It will be 10,000. It was original, before, original. Now see what happened. So the price of the commodity is reduced by 40%. So price has now reduced by 40%. So new price is 60. Okay, new price is 60. So we know, and let's suppose the consumption is increased by 35%, but we need to find how much more consumption should increase. So let's suppose the total consumption increased is X only. So new consumption is equivalent to, that is increased is X. So now what will happen is, we will again find expenditure, new expenditure is equal to new consumption 60, 100 plus X, because X is the amount by how much the consumption is increased. Okay, so this we need, we want that in this entire value should be equivalent to the before one, that is 10,000. Okay, so now let's just solve for the X. It is 100 plus X is equivalent to 10,000 divided by 60. So if you will solve this, somewhere X will be coming as 66.67. This is what the X will be coming as. That 66.67 should be the increase in the consumption. But guys, one thing, here in the question it is given, but the consumption is increased by 35%. So it means out of 66.67, 35% has already been increased. So how much more? How much more percentage should it increase? It should increase 31.67%. It should increase more. But again, what percentage of the consumption? This is how much the consumption has increased, but we need to find what percentage of the consumption should be increased so as to keep the same expenditure before. So we will need to find the percentage of the consumption is increased. So it will be 31.67 divided by original consumption. So will it be 100 or it will be 135? It will be 135, because 31.67 is the additional consumption that should increase over and above the 35% that was increased before. So it will be 31.67 divided by 135 into 100, and approx this value will be coming as 23.5. 23.5 is the correct answer here. I hope this question is also clear to you. Okay, so the next question is, a 30-liter container has a pure milk, 3 liter of milk is taken out and replaced with water. So a container has 30 liter of pure milk and 3 liter of milk is taken out and replaced with water. How many times this process must be done so that the concentration of the pure milk is reduced by 27.1%? So guys, see, so once 3 liter of milk has taken out, what is the ratio, what is how much milk is currently there? So it will be 27 divided by 30, it will be 0.9. So this is the this is how much milk is there. This is in the ratio how much milk is there inside the container. Now if we will repeat this process, zero point 0.9 into zero point 0.9 into zero point 0.9, because after every step the concentration will keep on decreasing. So on. So how many times this should be done so that the concentration of the pure milk reduces by 27.1%. So it reduces by 27.1%. It means the current concentration will be 72.9% of the milk. So it will be 0.729. So if we will just do equate zero point 0.9 upon n equivalent to 0.729, if we will just equate like this, so what will be the value of n? So answer n will be 3. We just need to equate it. So we have to repeat this particular process 3 times so that the concentration of milk is now reduced by 27.1%. That is currently it is 729. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, at an election between two candidates A and B, all the eligible candidates had voted, but 4% of the votes were not valid. A, the winner, got support from 52% of the voters and defeated B by 600 votes. What was the total number of votes that were casted? So let's suppose the total number of votes that were casted is n. Now invalid votes, how many invalid votes were there? 4%, that is 0.04 of n were invalid. The winner got 52% of the votes. So winner, that is A got 0.52 of the n, that is total votes. Now, so how many votes B got? So B might have got, see, now the total valid votes are 0.96 n. So B have got 0.96 minus 0.52 of n. So it will be 0.46 of n. Okay, so now the difference between A and B is given. So 0.52 of n minus 0.44 of n is given to us as 600. Okay, it is given to us as 600. So how we will solve it? It will be 0.08 of n equivalent to 600. So n is equivalent to 600 into 100 divided by 8. So how we will do it? 8 goes is 8 is 50, 8 7 something, yeah, 75. So it will be 75 into 100, n is equal to 7500. So total votes here are 7500. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so the question here is P is 5 times as efficient as Q in respect of doing work. Together they complete it in 20 days. In how many days P alone can do it? So let's suppose the Q can do total work in Q days. Okay, so he can do the total work in Q days. What will be the efficiency of Q in 1 day? So it will be 1 by Q. Now, since P is 5 times efficient as Q, so if in 1 day Q can do 1 by Q of work, then P can do 5 by Q of work, right? Because it is 5 times efficient. And 1 day work is total work they can do is in 20 days. So 1 day work they can do is 1 by 20. So we'll now need to solve this equation. C by Q is equivalent to 1 by 20. So Q is equivalent to 120 days. So Q can complete the entire work in 120 days. But we need to find the answer for P. So since P is 5 times efficient as Q, so P can do the work in 120 divided by 5. That is 24 days. So the correct answer is 24 days. I hope this question is clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is a water taxi requires 9 hours to cover 20 km upstream and 120 km downstream. Find the total time it takes for round trip between city A and city B separated by a distance of 40 km. So see, let the speed of boat be B. These are upstream downstream questions. Speed of boat B, speed of boat and the speed of river B R. So in upstream what happens is B speed is equal to distance by time. So distance speed is equivalent to B minus R. Distance is 20 km and time is 9. Similarly, in the upstream B plus R, the distance is 120 km and the time taken is 9 hours only. Okay. Now what happens is, see, we have the speed here in the upstream, in the downstream. Now we need to find the total time it takes for the round trip between city A and city B. So first of all, it will go upstream. Okay. So 40 upstream and that speed in the upstream was 20 by 9. So in upstream, it will take how much time? It will be 2, it will be 18. Similarly, in the downstream, the distance is 40 and speed in the downstream is 120. What is the speed in the downstream? Downstream it is 140, 120 by 9. Okay, so it will be 1, 3, 1, 3. So in the downstream, it has taken 3 hours. So 18 hours in the upstream, 3 hours in the downstream. So total time it has taken is 18 plus 3, that is 21. I hope this particular question is also clear to you. Okay, so guys, the next question is the collection number below is in ascending order 379 n minus 1 15 18 19 20. If the median of data is 12.5, what is the value of n? Now guys, see how many total numbers are given to us. Total number are given us to us as 8, and whenever the even number is given, the median is the sum of average of two numbers. That is the between one. That is fourth and fifth. So what are the fourth number? N minus 1, and the fifth number is 15 divided by 2 is equivalent to 12.5 is given to us. This is the median here. So n minus 1 plus 15 is equivalent to 25, n minus 1 is equivalent to 10, n equivalent to 11. So this is the straightforward question that is given to you. I hope this question is clear to you. So guys, this was it for this video. I hope you liked the video. More such one-shot videos will be coming in future for the verbal ability, logical reasoning, coding as well. So please hit that like and subscribe button if you have not done it till now. Thank you for watching this video.